Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Really excited for you guys to be back here. We got our chance to go up to Union Springs all the way up to Flagpole Knob with the 23 Colorado Trail Boss, and that is after all of our trouble with our transmission. So as you know, our valve body failed at 23,500 miles. Basically one going to park, one going to reverse, you know the whole jazz. So the valve body controls the transmission, and well, it bricked it in my driveway anyways. We got it back and we got it up on the trail, and I want to tell you how well our Icon suspension did. So right now, just to walk you through some of the mods that we've got 315 70R 17 on KMC wheels with a 0 offset. We're running a Icon Stage 3 suspension kit that gives you the new coilovers, new upper control arms, and remote reservoir in the front as well as in the back. When you come back here, what you're gonna have is I've got an add-a-leaf from Level Up Suspension, and I have an Eibach 1.5-inch leveling block, and that is how you see the truck sit like it is today. Even with all this weight on it, we're doing good. The 10 is 275 pounds. The rack is probably 120 pounds. The leaf, the extra add-a-leaf actually adds about 700 pounds to our payload. So we are sitting pretty. But my point is that when we were actually out on the trail, yo, this Icon Stage 3 was awesome. As far as you could see, we can flex all the way up to the top here. We had no rubbing on our rock rails at all, which is really, really nice because even though these are body mounted, I know they're not frame mounted. So even though these are the body mounted ones, I've hit them before and they've done really good. If y'all don't have a pair, these mount in about, I think it's like 10 places, so all the way down. So there's a ton of mounting on them, so even if you do hit it, it's not gonna jar it, it's not gonna bend it. I literally have hit these quite a few times with no issues. I will say though, with this tire and wheel combination, we actually didn't rub or hit or do anything. And I don't know, as you know, this back here, I've destroyed this fender, I don't know, 2 times for sure. Well, technically 3 times. One, I was messing around at Peters Mill Run. The second time we were at Union Springs and completely ate this fender up. And for some reason, I believe this is probably the drive wheel. When this G80 in the rear locks, it kind of moves the axle forward. So if you're already compressed a little bit, you're gonna get a little, it bumped it forward enough to eat it. And of course I had the mud trains, the Niddle Trail Grapplers at the time, so it just destroyed this fender. So myself and Kevin did a bunch of trimming on this, so we're good to go now. But so I switched over from the Niddle Trail Grapplers, those were the 275s, over to these 315s, which I think, just looking at the truck, I think the 315s sit the best. You tell me, you can drop a comment below. Also, y'all, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out, and we really do this as a hobby, and we just really enjoy it and have fun doing it. But again, so this tire and wheel combo did great. We were tucked all the way up, and I had no rubbing at all. So I thought that was really, really cool. But as far as like going on the trails, going a little bit quick, no rubbing, having the clearance, and just when we were aired down to about 18 PSI, it was like the perfect combination between truck, tire, weight, how it's set up. It was like synchronicity, like across for everything. So I know everyone's like, why didn't you buy a ZR2? Well, because I didn't want to spend the extra, you know, at the time it was April of 23, you know, it was like 10 or 12,000 more because there wasn't a whole lot of availability. So I set the truck up kind of like a ZR2 with all of the suspension stuff that we actually had onto it. But for those of you who don't know or are new to the channel or anything like that, I've been running this, gosh, it's going to be since April of 23, right? So next April will be 3 years running. I've got about 24,000 miles on it now, you know, going up to Union back. We live in Virginia Beach, so you know it's kind of a hike. But of course we've done quite a few mods and some of them, like the icons, are a little more pricey than others. But as far as like usability, drivability, everyday driving, and off-roading, I think this is like the perfect combination of it's comfortable to drive on the road. This engine has this 2.7 liter L3B, which is the Turbo Max. For those who don't know, the years 23 and for the 2023s, I had to get an upgrade. I had to buy the upgrade in order to make it to the Turbo Max output. All the 24s and above are already Turbo Max. Basically 310 horsepower and 430 foot-pounds of torque. And it does beautifully off-road. It does beautifully with the 35s. One of my friends, Christian, he runs 37s. On his, oh my gosh, what the heck, and he hasn't re-geared or anything, and he's still running like a champ, and so that's pretty cool. But as far as like the performance and everything like that, this thing has done amazing. It's a strong engine. Can't say so much about the transmission, but it is a strong performer. Off-road, you've seen the videos, or you haven't. It did great. This was the first run that I've been on where it actually didn't tear my stuff up. I didn't scrape, I didn't hit nothing. There was no rock sliders, there was no eating of my fenders, there was no issues. It was such a smooth run. I actually was like, man, maybe this is too easy. Time for Potts Mountain. For those of you who know Potts Mountain, up here in the George Washington National, it can be a little bit more difficult. Only because of the articulation. We have a stability bar in the front here, and it'd be nice if we could just disconnect it. I think someone makes end links that are longer, but maybe disconnecting it for that kind of run because it's independent front would be a little easier. But as far as performance, I just wanted to let you all know, if you're considering buying a Colorado, if you're considering buying the ZR2 or Z71, I think the Trail Boss, you know, is the perfect budget build. If you're not looking to, you know, spend the extra money on the ZR2. But to be honest with you, I see these at the dealers' lots right now for 41, right? But some of the dealers have ZR2s now, you know, August of 25 for 49. So if you can spend, it's still, okay, yes, it's still gonna be 10,000, right, give or take. If you can spend the extra money, get the ZR2. If you don't want to, you can literally buy this Trail Boss, throw some tires in a lift, and you're good. The G80, y'all, works wonders. Even on the trail, when I was watching the Jeep and the Toyota, both of them would have to engage their rear lockers prior to the obstacle. So there's a positive and a negative to that. The G80 just automatically kicks in when I need it. I don't have to stop, I don't have to plug it in, or I don't have to push the button, I don't have to do anything. It just does it. And that makes life a lot easier. However, if you're entering an obstacle where you're basically rock crawling, it can be a lot more difficult because it kind of abruptly kicks in. But if you're in 4 low, like I was some of the obstacles, right? You don't always need it. It's very smooth. Almost like it feels like it just locks itself. You know, going into 4 low, I don't know if that's the case, but we had no issues. So just wanted to share some of my experiences. I'm gonna do a walk around, talk about a couple mods that I have on here that gave it a couple more horsepower, and then we're gonna just end the video. And I just wanted to let y'all know kind of like what my setup was, how it ran. There's absolutely no rubbing, and I just think I got it set up exactly the way I need it. I would like a tire carrier to carry my spare tire, but that is still, we still got to figure that one out. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop the video here, do a walk around, show you my mods, and we'll go from there. So we've got our Turbo Max badging. This adds at least 15 horsepower. I didn't know if you know that. Completely kidding. So some of the mods that we have on the truck are gonna be, so of course the Turbo Max badge, just added that. I think it's a really nice touch to the truck, being it's black and silver. The American flags, you gotta have that on your truck if you're an American. Another one we wanted to look at here is our icons, upper control arms, and the remote reservoir that is down there to the left. Now these icons are awesome. It comes with the greasable joints. And of course that really awesome coilover. Yes, I have grease there, I am sorry. And of course there's our BFGs with the KMC Trek wheels, 0 offset for those of you who are wondering. We have the NFAB, those are the NFAB rock rails. And as you can see, we actually have a lot of ground clearance. This tire and wheel combination does a very, very good job. We're running our Novsight pod lights. I can't get enough of them. They've always worked really, really well for me, and I will continue to use them. Underneath the hood here, we have the red line tuning gas struts, which are a lifesaver. You know, it's the simple things in life, y'all. I think it's just really, really nice to have those. We're running a 4x4 Colorado tent. That's the Alto Elite with our Novsight awning. Y'all seen that. And of course, you can't forget the extrusion overland bed rack. And of course, this flips up. We've got the Truxedo tonneau cover that has been on this truck for quite some time. I just wanted to get you guys some nice shots. Look at that. I mean, I get a lot of compliments on the truck. Does anyone know if they make a dump exhaust for this? I'd like to cut this back and then just do a dump exhaust. I don't know if they make it. If they do, just, you know, hit me up in the comments and let me know, because I think that would be totally sweet. If y'all didn't know, I have everything outfitted with LASFIT. The front lights are also LASFIT, and I've got the level up in the rear. I've got the Eibach 1-inch block as well. I'm gonna go underneath here so you can see. So you got that remote reservoir there, if you can see that. You got the Eibachs there. It's actually really clean under here, you know, a little bit of dirt, not too bad. My brakes are still at 84%. I know some people were saying they had a lot of issues with their brakes, not sure why that is. Maybe they're just braking a little hard. But as far as it sitting, y'all, I really, really think that this truck sits perfect. I really love the way it's set up. Again, it was amazing on the trail. I don't want to make this video too long. Those are the main mods we got. I'm going to show you inside real quick, and then I'm going to go ahead and end it. And I, again, appreciate all your support. So without further ado, that's all I got for you today. If you have any questions, drop below. Please like and subscribe. God bless, and thank you all for the support that you do give us. And we can't wait to get back on the trail. And we're also going to be building up our Jeep Rubicon build, so stay tuned. Thank you all.